Our names are backwards. No, they're right.
No, they're right.
Okay.
I'm Chris.
And I'm the Shree one?
You're Cherie.
Okay.
You've been in the suburbs too long. Your
I
brain
think
is
so.
starting to go to
I think
mush.
I'm
You're
going
forgetting
I'm
who
I'm
you
going
are.
beige.
Okay, that is true. A little unfair, yeah, a little mean, but true. So
Yeah, so we're not in an RV right now, or a boat, or a
this,
bus,
this
or
is
van.
this is a very unusual scene for us. Is a suburban living room because, well, I guess this is technically the rumpus room. It's downstairs in the basement where the fun stuff happens. Because we stopped into Waterloo, Illinois, near St. Louis, to visit my parents, and then they went off to Florida, and now we get to like squat in their house for a few weeks.
Squat in their house. I think we're here with their permission.
We're here with a permission, yes. So yeah, we get to do the chores of like shutting down the house for the winter while they, and in return we get to have the house to ourselves after a little bit of nice overlap, and so that's what we've been doing. We've been enjoying
Yeah, so we
mixing
did.
it up.
Yeah, so we did 2 months, maybe a little bit more than 2 months on the road in the van. It was fantastic and awesome. The van has worked out so much better for extended traveling than I ever thought it was, especially the new GL model with the lithium
Mhm.
batteries and all the upgrades that we got with that van switch
Uh, the,
last year.
the van is yeah. Even I kind of thought when we were heading out for a multi-month trip that we'd probably mix it up with an Airbnb or just something where to have a little break from the van. But we've gotten so comfortable in the van for long periods of time that we've been in the house with a big king size bed and all this stuff, and I'm itching to get back in the van tomorrow. So yeah, it's like I want a smaller bed. It's I'm not used to this
Yes,
big
I
space.
miss waking up because in the king size bed here, I wake up in the middle of the night and it's like I reach over to touch him and he's like way over there. Like the bed is bigger than our van, and I'm used to having the cat on top of me, him snuggled around me, and the bed makes it too easy to
Get
just
lost.
get lost. But
You
it's
get lost.
been nice. We have been here about 2.5 weeks now, so we had about a week overlap with Chris's parents before they left. Hi, Mom and Dad, if you're watching.
Yep.
And then we've been here for the last about week and a half on our own, and we really haven't done much except for catch up on work.
Yes.
Because while we were in the van for 2 months, we
Did it.
happened to manage this magical thing called work-life balance, in which we had more life than work, which was amazing, which meant a whole bunch of stuff got
Yeah, the other
stopped.
side of that balance is there was a lot of stuff piled up that we took advantage. The nice thing about being able to spread out in the house is we set up a big desk in there for Cherie with a big monitor and everything, and
So the bedroom's behind us.
yes,
We're in the living room. We're in the basement, but it's more like a
little
one-bedroom
apartment,
apartment.
yeah.
It's amazing.
And your standards have changed quite a bit now that you're in small spaces. But
Most people would call this a small little one-bedroom.
yes,
I call it amazing.
it's huge. It's gigantic. We can echo. It's a big giant basement here, and beautiful farm fields out here, and great windows, and it's pretty. It's really nice to be here, and we spread out. So I've been tackling a bunch of IT projects and van projects. Cherie's been able to do a ton of work on her big screen there, and just having that opportunity to spread out. We got, the nice thing about being stopped is we can unload the van, clean it, defrost that massive glacier we had in the fridge. It was
Yeah,
2 months of
we have gotten
humidity.
so spoiled. We have a residential fridge on the boat, and it's got one of those defroster things, which is like the first time in 15 years of our nomadic travels that we've had that feature in one of our
Yes.
moving vessels. And we've really gotten spoiled without having to defrost something every month or two.
Yeah, so we got the van defrosted, and then we tackled some projects. I put another antenna on the roof, caulked a leak, um, put in some just little adjustments, little things, little quality of life adjustments, just like a adjustment here, a little fix there.
We had Amazon, a whole warehouse catch up with us
Catch up
here.
with
I'm
us.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when we've been hypermobile for the last 2 months. So I think our longest stay in any one spot was 5 nights,
Five nights in New
but
Hampshire.
mostly is
Mhm.
1 to 2 and a couple 3-night stays, which really isn't long enough for many packages to meet up with you
Nope.
unless you know you're going somewhere,
Yep.
and we don't really plan that far in advance. So, yeah, all the little things are like, oh, I wish we had, or oh, winter's coming. We might need more than this for clothing. So yeah, we ordered in a winter wardrobe.
That was the most of what came by Amazon. Is like, looking at the forecast ahead, it's gonna get cold. We just packed our summer things, and we packed small in the van, of course. And we're like, okay, let's swap out the wardrobe a bit because, well, where are we going ahead? Is we're heading to the mountains, right?
Well, we're heading into winter. So when we
Yes.
left Florida with the boat stored in Sanford. We were not sure how long we were going to be gone. We intentionally left without long-term plans. Number one, hurricane season, didn't know if that would impact needing to go back to Florida.
I just didn't know whether,
Would it
how,
feel like
yeah.
I mean, when we left, Delta variant was just starting to ramp up, and so we just didn't know how it would feel to be out traveling during a pandemic, after a year and a half stationary or home based. So yeah, it's felt great. So we're here in St. Louis, and the tropics so far looking like
Yeah.
they're going to keep the East Coast nicely protected.
Yes. So we're feeling
S-
safe to head west and go. We got friends in Colorado we want to go see before it gets too cold in Colorado, and then down and see our bus, our long missed bus down in Arizona.
Yes, so we left Zephyr, parked in Benson at our co-op park in January of 2020. And that's just when this little news was starting to come on
Yes.
about this virus over in China. And we started our way across country to get the boat out of storage because it was in Savannah. We had left it on the hard, supposedly getting a lot of work done.
It got some work done.
Yeah, it did. And then we hightailed our way down to Stanford once it really started to become
Yeah.
apparent that things were just shutting down massively, and marinas were shutting down. And we had a spot secured in Sanford, and that's where we knew we wanted to be for any extended long
But
time.
meanwhile, we haven't seen our bus in a long time. We had somebody ask, "Are we coming from the cooperative in Benson?" No, we'll maybe be there in a bit over a month.
Yeah, we're aiming to get there by the end of this month. We're going to stop along the way, make an adventure out of it, visit some friends. And then get down to Benson at the end of this month and see if the bus starts, see if it airs up after sitting still.
Please,
on the
please,
outdoor
rats
robot.
have not eaten through the airlines, but
So we'll have to deal with things, and we're kind of intending maybe to get back to Sanford by end of this year. So we'll see. We'll play it by ear.
because we're so flexible with the van, and we've had several people chiming in. It's like, is it really Kiki's birthday, and are we going to see Kiki tonight? And indeed, Kiki's got a lot to celebrate right now.
Yeah.
Not just
She's
she's
Kiki.
13 years old.
Yes, today. Well, we don't know her actual birthday. If you remember, she and her siblings were found in a chicken coop on a llama ranch.
Being raised by chickens. So her parents have been killed by coyotes. The chickens were raising these little kittens, but chickens can't nurse. So our friends adopted these chickens, or adopted the kittens and raised them, and then Kiki adopted us. And so this is her designated birthday day.
Yeah, so that was early December when we met her, and she was 7 weeks old then. And so we have always celebrated October 10th as her birthday, so she is turning 13 today. And we also got great news. If you remember, one reason we stayed in Sanford longer and didn't hit the road was another birthday treat. Oh, yes, my sweetie. Yes, hi. So one reason we stayed back in Sanford was she was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism just before.
She really wants to get into her. Oh, she wants to show off her birthday present. We'll get to that in just a second.
We'll get to that in just a second. So she was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism back in May, and we did the iodine 131 radiation treatment, and that took about 2 weeks of our stuff being able to be around her because she was radioactive, and then she had to do follow-up blood work, and that was in July when she did the follow-up blood work, and she was clear then. And we just had her 3-month checkup this week, and she is perfectly normal according to the vets here.
Yeah, so she is cured, and she is very excited about that. And to celebrate, we got her a birthday present. Where did this go? And we took her to the Apple store, or virtually, and let her pick out an Apple AirTag and a collar on Amazon. So
I'm not quite sure she picked it out.
Yeah, so this way I can make her beep and track her down whenever I want to.
Unless she's ditched a collar.
Yeah, but now we've kind of discovered that. Well, just now we were actually we're gonna make it beep and find her on camera and carry the camera and see wherever she was hiding without shaking the food around. And I pulled it out and I'm like, she's here. It's showing us in the other room. Somehow she's figured out how to crawl behind the bed and have it pull her collar off so the little latch goes. So we've discovered she knows how to have us play find the collar game, find the cat. So there's that, but it's pretty. I mean, it's got the little apple.
Got some bling.
She's got her bling.
Yes. Oh, and we are broadcasting from our new iPad Mini.
That's why the camera can zoom around.
It's got the new center stage, so it's trying to follow me.
Yes,
a new feature of Apple. I'm not quite sure.
it makes it more dynamic and stuff. It's definitely
Dynamic's one word for it.
and it definitely actually is easier to frame with two people because they'll try and keep two. If two people sit down,
Because we have a tendency to sometimes go,
yeah.
yeah.
So new toys. We got the iPad Mini. Maybe Kiki wanted the iPad Mini, but we got her an AirTag, and I think she's wanting her privacy. I don't know. We'll have to see how we can maybe get a new collar to hold it better.
Yeah, well, you want it to snap off if she ever
Yes.
gets caught.
Just slightly better.
Yeah. So, yeah, anyway, we are wrapping up our stay here in the basement of Chris's parents. We will be spending tomorrow getting the house ready for winter and getting it locked up. And then we will be hitting the road back in the van, heading west, arrival back to Benson by end of this month, hopefully. That is the plan.
Yes, and I'm seeing there's freezing weather ahead of us as we get into Colorado. So at night only, the daytimes are beautiful. So we get to actually use warm clothes. So that's kind of what's up with us, right?
Yeah, it's just been enjoying being back into. I mean, when we were home based in Sanford for the year and a half, a little over a year for the pandemic, we weren't stationary. I mean, we were still getting out in the van and doing camping trips. We took the boat out a lot and did anchoring. So we never got stagnant, but it's good to be back in the
RVing frequently phase.
Well, moving locations and not pre-planning too far in advance, going further afield, getting out and seeing friends out on the road. I saw Ron and Steve are in the chat room.
Hey guys.
We got to see them up in the White Mountains. Just over. In fact, I just produced the video of us together at the gorge thing.
Yeah, the Flume Gorge, hiking with them. So that where the YouTube is lagging a bit behind. Well, that's
a lot behind. It's about 6 to 8 weeks behind. It's just it's been really hard to be this hypermobile and produce content and work. It's been very difficult. Even our social media on Instagram and Facebook, I finally got it caught up to here.
And we're leaving tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, we've been here 2.5 weeks. So.
Yes, but that's actually good timing then, because there wouldn't have been a lot of exciting things to share. Of hi, went out for takeout and a walk around the neighborhood again.
Here's us working. Here's us working more. Here's Chris rebooting a computer. Here's Chris testing a router. Here's Chris putting new firmware on.
And here's Chris finding an old box of photos from when he was in college and being like, oh my God, look at that. So that was kind of fun. Yeah. You never know what you'll find in the basement.
Yes. But the last 2 months have been really, really great on the road, and just having that variety of experiences, going from being in a national park campground along the Blue Ridge Parkway to driveway surfing with friends to lots of Harvest Hosts.
We've been really using Harvest Hosts and really been impressed by how much use we've gotten out of it. We're really rocking the Harvest Hosts.
Stayed at a few private campgrounds that have impressed us quite a bit. We're really picky about the private campgrounds. We like them to feel more fun. And we found some really great ones. We have found a lot. We've been getting out on the e-bikes quite a bit. We have found, he's put a lot of effort into finding campgrounds that are right along, like rails to trails paths. So we've been getting out in the bikes, putting on 10, 15 miles a day on them. That has been fabulous. Keeps our fitness up, keeps our activity up.
Somehow it was using this camera for a part of that last time. I'm not sure why.
So are we talking there or here now?
And I put it back to here. So I don't know if we were making eye contact with the wrong camera, perhaps. So sorry, people. I'm not sure what was actually broadcasting. So I was looking up here, not down there. But technology.
Great. Thanks, Cam. So yeah, it's been fabulous to get back into that variety, and we haven't had much time in houses. In our years together, just occasional short stays. We have done this once before of crossing over with his parents as we come through on the van.
And we took over the house for the last week of overlap time.
And that was 2 years ago on our way back out to Benson.
Yeah. May this not be a repeat of another new global virus showing up once we get to Benson.
I hope not. Yeah, last time we did this, we actually went down to Austin because we left the bus stored in Austin. And then we had to get the bus and the van out to Benson. And now, hopefully, if all goes well, the long-term plan still is the bus lives in Benson at our co-op lot. The boat will continue to cruise, and hopefully we actually can resume the Great Loop here at some point. And then when winters come and we are going to take the loop very slow, we'll be storing the boat and winterizing it in northern latitudes, and then taking the van to get back to Benson
Mm-hmm.
and spend winters in Arizona. We'll see how that plays
We'll
out.
see how it plays out.
But we also have family who winters in Florida, which kind of changes the trajectory there. So
Yeah, sometimes. Although they might be itching for trips in the winter too. So we'll see what comes of all stuff. I guess that's our best way we like to plan is not to plan too much, and just kind of set rough intentions and then see what interesting things emerge.
yeah,
Anyway,
don't really have all that much else left. Didn't really plan a topic or a speech or a presentation. It was just
let's celebrate Kiki's birthday.
Does she want more treats?
I don't know. We do. We might have to get her up here and lift her belly up or something.
Kiki, come on. Oh, we might want to get our wine out.
We do, and we guess we put the question time up here then if you want to grab the wine.
Yeah. So we'll be happy to take some questions. And our only request is mobile internet is our day job, and this is happy hour. So please don't bring work into happy hour, and we'll remain happy.
Yes.
We do have mobile internet, the whole website over at mobileinternetinfo.com, and we have an entire YouTube channel dedicated to the topic, the Mobile Internet Resource Center. So any questions about mobile internet, and it was pretty much okay. RVing.
Anything other than mobile internet, we are down. It's like, suburban life. We're experts now after being. We just walk down the street, turn left at the beige house, and it's like.
So since we are staying in the Rumpus room, we have opened a bottle of Rumpus wine. This comes from our Naked Wine subscription. We did a live video last spring about how to get wine on the road. That's a very, very important topic. And one of the ones is we found Naked Wine, which is a great wine club. It's not for just a single vineyard. They partner with a bunch of small vineyards, and then you can subscribe to. You pay them like $40 a month. That goes on credit. That helps them fund the small vineyards. And then you just order whenever you want. And so we had a case of 12 bottles catch up with us here in St. Louis. We have not drank them all. We have hardly even touched them, actually.
Yeah, our van actually has a wine cellar in it. So,
which is a good thing because of all the Harvest Hosts we've been doing.
It's true. And now Joe is link wizarding, pointing people to the mobile internet info.
Oh, thanks, Joe.
But it's mobileinternet.info? Do we have that domain?
No, we don't have that domain, Joe. It's mobileinternetinfo.com.
I guess Joe's had too much freezing temperatures around his head. It's like mobileinternetinfo.com.
So RV Free wanted to know, will we go somewhere in the bus?
Hopefully we'll at least get the bus out of the storage unit parking lot and into our co-op parking lot.
That's the goal first.
That's the number one trip, to make sure the bus is up for that. But then doing a little bit of desert boondocking would be nice.
Yeah, I'd love to get up desert boondocking. There's some great boondocking in Arizona. So
here's to our bus. And to Kiki.
And to you guys.
And to everyone else.
Remember, look in the eyes when you're toasting. You do not want 7 years of bad sex if you don't do that. You must look people in the eye when you toast them. So once we get out to Arizona, we'll make sure the bus is safe, roadworthy, can actually air up enough to actually move over into our lot, and we can get settled. And hopefully we'll get some Arizona roaming around while we're out there.
Yep, I can monitor the bus's electrical system from afar, and it's been doing just fine since we left it. It's chilling along. I got the
and our friend Jason and Lisa, who also bought in at the co-op, fellow escapers, they were just there like about a week. They were out. I think they're out at the Balloon Fiesta right now, but they checked on it for us just recently. So it's still there and looks fine.
And here's a kind of related question. Once we get the boat further north and we spend more time west regularly, do we travel more in the winter or stay stationary in the lot? The whole idea for us is, the Benson, the Saguaro Co-op is really nice and it's a great community, but we see it as a base camp to explore the Southwest. And there's so much out there.
We'll probably spend a little time in the co-op. This is the original vision. It's very good. Yeah. So we'll spend time in the co-op, but it would be a base camp for getting out and exploring the Southwest, going to escaper events, meeting up with friends, getting out boondocking, but kind of having like New Mexico, Arizona, maybe Southern California being our playground out there.
And even Mexico at some point. That's
Yeah.
that's on the to-do list forever.
Although I think I might take the van instead.
Yeah,
So
actually,
I
for
don't know.
nimbleness, yeah, potentially.
Maybe. I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
that's the nice thing is
We'll have both.
having the
Mhm.
Saguaro be a base camp is we could change between them, or if we're heading out, a longer trip, we would take both. We'd caravan with the bus and the van behind it, or we'd just take one or the other depending on the style of trip.
Mm-hmm.
Gina wants to know, did we announce our home news? We did not buy a house.
No, remember,
No.
the title of the thing was moved into a house.
Yes.
Not bought a house, not moving into a house. We've been here for 2.5 weeks. This is Chris's basement. Chris's parents' basement.
My parents' summer home basement up here in Waterloo. This area, St. Louis is where both of my parents' families came from. And this is a place they've always returned to. When they retired, they returned here, and this is a place where I've always vacationed because my relatives were here, and so it's kind of
so it's been
bit
good.
of a home base.
We just crossed paths with them as they made their transition to the south for the winter, and we got some time to spread out and get caught up in between the van trip. But we are on our way out to Arizona to the bus.
Because we literally did move. We emptied the van basically completely, moved inside, cleaned the van from top to bottom, and reorganized it. And now, actually, the last few days we've been moving back into the van. So.
Deb had a question about, do we get FOMO?
Oh, FOMO. Here's a FOMO question. Do you get FOMO about RV events and destinations and cruise? What about cruise?
So FOMO, if you're not familiar with the term, is fear of missing out. So this is like if you're seeing a bunch of people post about being at the balloon fiesta right now and you want to be there with balloons. So part of it, yes, but I think we've become far more introverted with the pandemic.
Well, and also no, I mean, just because there is so much stuff going on everywhere that if you're spending too much time focused on the things you're not doing, you're missing out on all the awesome things around you.
So find awesome what you're doing.
And I guess every year there's a little piece of me that has FOMO whenever Burning Man happens, or this past year the Renegade Burn sounds like it was amazing. The kind of like Burning Man back to its anyways, like, wow, I really would have had an amazing time if I'd been there. I read some stories from friends, but I don't need to be there. It's like there's other awesome things going on, and when the time is right, I'll be doing next other awesome things and stuff. So, yeah, I try to avoid getting too dragged into FOMO feelings.
But as far as big RV events, like going to the Balloon Fiesta right now or looking to Escapers events, I don't think I'm ready to go back to large events yet. We've gotten good with meeting up with a friend or two at a time. Larger social events, I don't think I'm ready for. Whether it's pandemic, whether it's protecting my introverted nature, and my social, I have pretty extreme social anxiety. It takes a lot to get me to big events to begin with.
Yeah, we're gonna have to ramp up slowly.
I'm gonna need a slower ramp up. I've actually really enjoyed just keeping our social lives to meeting up with one or two other people at a time. And just really questioning is, do the big events really, do they add enough to our life to merit what they take away?
On the other hand, like the last big event we did was the Escapers Bash, which was
in the R Village.
And the R Village thing, but in both of those, particularly the Bash, was so amazingly off the charts good that it's almost kind of like a little afraid to go do something else because it's got such big shoes to fill. So we'll see.
But I mean, they were great, but we were already, when we got done with our village, regardless of if a pandemic was declared, we were already ready to take 2 or 3 months downtime. The plan was to go out and just anchor in the boat for a couple months and just be on our own to recover from all of that output. It takes a lot of energy out of us to be at those big events. They're wonderful. We love meeting people, but I like them spread out more.
So we got here Cindy thanking us for turning her on to Naked Wines. She's been an angel and supported so many small winemakers. That's one of the things I like about it is sometimes you leave a little review of the wine and the winemaker will actually comment and respond to you, which is kind of neat.
Winemaker's social
media correspondent, yeah. But still, it's kind of gives that little personal touch. Here's a question. Jack wants to know if we ever think about upping our game on camera like Atom Switcher's presentation software hardware. I mean, well, we've got Ecamm, and we're doing a few interesting things. can do multi-camera setups here, all pretty easy. But our goal is things that we can set up in just a few minutes.
Yeah. The more difficult you make it, the less likely we are to
and the
do
less,
it.
and the more it feels like you really need somebody who's working production. Like even now, like having it switched to the wrong camera for a little bit is something that's hard to do. Being on camera and monitoring software, so if we had a little production elf who followed us around, sure, but then
Someone
again,
wants the job, let us know. But
yeah, but they'd have to live with us and be like,
if
they'd
they're
have to be
cute
just
enough,
the right person.
if they're cute enough, it
Yeah,
could work.
send in applications and
Yeah.
pictures, but
So keep in mind, we don't consider ourselves, video isn't,
we're not YouTubing for money. We're just
this is just for
this
fun.
is for fun for us. So we don't try to up our game unless the game is fun. Is I guess our
Right.
main thing.
Yeah, so we might play around with stuff if it's fun, but as far as we're doing this just as
For
a
fun.
hobby and a fun thing.
Right.
Our day job is running the Mobile Internet Resource Center, and that's where we up our game at. Not necessarily in the video. That's
But
just
yeah,
a method.
on what we cover there, we're on top of
keeps
it. We
us-
have a staff. We do, like our video course we produced. We had it professionally edited and stuff there. So that's all the work stuff, and where we'll put more effort into it. For this is like, hey, let's do a live tonight. Okay, I'll make sure I got Ecamm turned on, and boom, here we go. It's
turn the iPad on or the iPhone to film, and this is what you get. And you know what? If casual and us talking and less, I don't.
That's what we do.
Right. So we get like, I just fielded a complaint on our channel, one of our videos. So if you've watched our regular quote unquote produced videos, it's mostly us talking with a little bit of B-roll showing you what we did.
Because that's easy and fun.
Well, and it changes your experience when you're out there filming an experience versus having an experience. And we're out here to have an experience for us. Our goal, we're not trying to be videographers. Some people are doing a wonderful job being their own film crew, being their own actors, being their own costume crew and scripting and making amazing YouTube videos. And it's their full-time job to do that.
And or that is their hobby and where they're focusing, having a lot of fun with that. We like to keep the video side of things as simple as possible. And so, again, we're not everybody's cup of tea, but then again, some people really like us because we're exactly that. We're not doing stage shots of
You're not going to see the shot of the two of us walking away unless
Ron filmed it, because
you will see some shot of us walking away and holding hands soon because we were with someone who took footage and gave it to us.
Yes, and we didn't even know we were being filmed. So we had a random stalker following us with a camera, and then he sent us the footage. Well,
he's not a random stalker.
I think he would love to be considered a random stalker.
He was. He used to be a random stalker. Now they're dear friends.
Now they're dear friends. Yeah.
Okay.
And let's see. Yeah, keep it simple. Don't make it too complicated. Again, that is exactly it. Oh, we got some questions here. How was camping at Carlisle Lake?
It was great. So Carlisle Lake is about an hour-ish from the St. Louis area, and it was the stop that we made just before coming in. So we took 3 nights there. We were able to snag a waterfront site there. Great. It was like $18 a night for electric. For waterfront sites, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, and they have great bike or walking trails that you can get into the town and also ride. You could ride forever along the lake and stuff. It's beautiful. And there was a Mexican restaurant, like really good Mexican restaurant, just right across from the campground. And if you needed supplies, we didn't. But there was also a Walmart right there too. So it's got like all the stuff within biking or walking distance. Beautiful lake. Quaint little small town. So yeah, I'd recommend it. It was
the campground was really nice. Most of the sites were nicely spread out. They do have full hookup sites there. I think they were 26 nights. There's another question from Bob up there about what there is to do around Benson.
Okay.
We'll answer that.
Okay, here we are.
But yeah, Carlisle Lake, it was really great. There's a whole bunch of Army Corps of Engineer parks around the lake, even right in that area. I think there were 2 others.
Yeah.
So we did
Dam West.
But yeah, there were a bunch around there, and they all looked. I love Army Corps of Engineer parks. It's been one of our favorites for years. They're affordable. You can usually find them because they're usually right along water because they're left over from when there was construction on the dams. These were the work sites. Yeah, they're just a wonderful value and just a great experience.
Corps of Engineers, top notch. Now, the question here about Benson from Bob is he's thinking of spending a week at the Benson Co-op. What is there to see or do around there?
So Benson itself, it's a small little town. There's a great Mexican restaurant called Mi Casa.
Oh my! Some of the
Must go
best
there.
Mexican. Yeah, make sure you get in there and try mi casa. Really good.
There is a grocery store. There's a Walmart there. There's a couple other local restaurants. But in Benton itself, there's just enough to be a home base without having to like to run into Tucson for groceries and basics.
Yep.
That's why we like it. Right at the park, there is
Great trails.
great hiking right
Yeah.
out the back of the park.
You can hike for hours just straight out the back.
I do
Desert
not know
hiking.
what the social situation is and how they've returned with the pandemic, what they're doing, but there's a great clubhouse. There's usually not, last time we were there, they were always bringing in live music. There were gaming
Movie nights,
nights
yeah.
and movie nights and
Yeah,
all sorts of happy hours every single day.
It's the escapees happy hours every day.
Yeah. So just right there in the park, great to do. But right around there's a lot to explore. You can go down into Bisbee and Tombstone, which is not too far away south from there. There's Karchner Caverns.
Beautiful cave, amazing.
Amazing cave. That's less like 20, 30 minutes away. And then there's going into Tucson. It's a great base camp
Yeah.
for getting into Tucson.
And then there's just so. Oh, we went to the Spy Museum down there, right? Was that the down at the military base? Or was that
Spy Museum?
On the one we went to on the military base? So was that?
Oh, that down at Fort Huachuca.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There was an intelligence spy. You can actually get a military ID to get onto Fort Huachuca.
To go to the an intelligence gathering.
Yep.
It was basically all the military intelligence stuff was on in display there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the desert Southwest is not so much about individual things. It's just the overall beauty. You could just go almost anywhere and find great hiking and great stuff to see.
And the park itself, it's terraced, so each row is built upon the other one. So
you're not looking at other RVs.
yeah. So if you get
out.
one of the ones that they call on the shelf, and our lot is on the shelf, so we're on the front of the road. So we have a back porch that just is looking over the Dragoon Mountains, pretty unobstructed because we're looking over the roof of our neighbors.
Yep.
So it's a really cool layout for.
And at sunset, because the sun starts to come down behind us, and then it just starts to light up the mountains and turn them all these different colors, and so it's just like being in the desert. It's just beautiful, and I go hike almost every single day.
Okay. Nancy asked if we've been around Nebraska.
We did Nebraska, and it was impressive, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah, many years ago. So I don't think we'll be going through Kansas and then going into Colorado, right? This trip.
Yeah, we found a couple of really cute small towns in Nebraska, and we had a pretty good time. You have to go way back on the blog to find our posts on Nebraska, but we had a nice time across it. It was impressive. Mm-hmm. And yeah, thanks for keeping it fun and light. Yeah, this is what we do. You know, we're not super produced. We're just like to chill, and apparently there's a decent number of people who like to chill with us like this, and we love you guys. We love this kind of hanging out, and we love then when you say, hey, I know now, I feel like I know you, and let's get together and meet in person when it all lines up. So
like Ron did, and Sabina is here too.
Yeah, so we love seeing the names of people that just pop up.
So yeah, Sabina was watching our YouTube channel, and when we got down to Sanford the first time, she reached out, and become dear friends. We go out camping with them all the time when we're based in. They're RVers too, and we go camping with them. They just did Oktoberfest. Her husband is a German music performer at the local German restaurant there. And they just had a big wild weekend, which we kind of wish we had been back to Sanford for to see.
I was so excited to do Oktoberfest in Sanford sometime, because I mean this town revolves around this German restaurant and revolves around the amazing singer at the German restaurant, and just to see this town explode with Oktoberfest is on my list now. I was a little nervous to do it during pandemic time, so someday, somewhere, somewhen, I want to experience a Sanford Oktoberfest.
Johnny wants to know if we've been spending time in the Ozarks, and your grandma had a house down there.
Yes, so my grandma had the weekend house down on Lake of the Ozarks on Horseshoe Bend, and even back when my parents were dating, my dad would come down and go water skiing at with my mom and stuff at my grandma's house back when they were dating way back, and all growing up, we'd do summers down at grandma's house at the lake, and you've been, but it's like once, it's been like 14 years ago, I guess.
Yeah, because we hit the road.
And that's the last time I was there too.
Yeah, we went down and visited, and that was like on our first 7-month trial trip together in the Tab, and we'd been on the road for like a week.
Yes, basically, yeah. So it's been a long time since I've been back to Lake of the Ozarks, but it was a very special place to me growing up. It was always so exciting to go visit Grandma.
Sandy said she really enjoyed the Augusta, Georgia Army Corps of Engineer Park, and
Yeah.
that was Petersboro.
Yeah.
We did that one at the beginning of this van trip. Amazing, amazing Army Corps of Engineer Park. The sites are just like huge and wooded, and most of them waterfront. Just amazing.
And Joe will certify that Mikasa in Benson, Arizona is awesome. It is really some of the best Mexican food you will run across. It is so worth it. And Benson is along the freeway. If you're going east-west and you're going towards Tucson and stuff, it's worth a stop. Plan to go in and just get lunch in Benson as you go by. And 123 people hanging with us tonight. Wow, yeah, it's like weird. So yeah, 133 right now. So yeah,
thanks for joining us this evening. We love
it's crowded in this basement.
Whoa! Someone just sent us. I even forgot we had super chat on there.
What? You got a super chat? Where?
G Sag just sent us a super chat. I totally forgot that feature was even there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
We actually turned off all of our donations on the website because we're doing fine. So we prefer support someone who support someone who needs it more than we do. But thank you so much because we love wine. So.
And yes, that we will definitely enjoy some wine on you. Thank you. And Ian's looking for a good German restaurant here. Drive to Sanford. You'll get the best German food.
I don't know where they are.
I don't care. Drive to Sanford. And okay, what else we got here? A recommendation for bootleg brewers in Taylor, Nebraska. A good Harvest Host. Okay. Cool.
Ooh, and they have cauliflower pizza crust. Thank you.
We found some great Harvest Hosts that have gluten-free food on this trip. So nice.
Someone saw our boat going into the marina in Sanford.
Wait, somebody's been driving our boat?
No. I hope it wasn't recently.
Yes, I hope it was not in the last 2 months. But no,
Serena, are you driving our boat?
We've got people checking on our boat, but they're not supposed to be driving our boat. So, cool. Have you been to Why Not Arizona? There's a Why Not in Arizona? We'll have to look into that.
We'll look into it. We actually found when we were biking in
Ohio, Why Not Bike Shop?
Yes, we're on the bike trail.
Spelled the same way.
Yes, same way. Why Not Bike? And if you know, the reason our boat is named Why Not is the original owner's name was Tony, and so
he
it's
spelled it backwards.
So we put the hyphen in it to make it. Well, we did the uppercase N to make it
a little bit different.
Yeah, a little different. We did not want to go through the Coast Guard documentation name change. And we really like the sentiment that Why Not?
Why not?
So,
I love it. Love the name.
It's a great answer to anything.
And we will definitely have to look up Why Not Arizona. Love it. Oh, cool. I think we're caught up on questions. I didn't realize how many people were hanging with us tonight. We need to get more Kiki in here, though.
Kiki.
Yes.
Got her treats?
I got the treats. Come up. We can grab her and lift her up for her belly. We got to show her belly off. Her belly is adorable. Yes.
It's your birthday. You gotta go on camera.
And all these people came to your birthday party, and they want to see us put these yummy little treats into your squirmy little mouth. Oh, look at that.
See how she squints when she treats? This is how she gets tummy treats. It's because she squints and she's cute.
She did so good on her test at the vet. She got an A++. You could give her one.
This is for your Auntie Serena.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's enough treats.
She's turned 13. She deserves how many treats?
Well, if anyone has any questions, get them posted. If not, it's going to be just more feeding the cat treats. That's all we got.
Yeah, and that's basically our exciting life sometimes.
We're not really, a lot of people have visions of what nomadic life is like. It's really just taking your cat to places.
Cool, exotic places.
That's really what it all is, huh?
We have Brian thanked us for the Skyline Drive. There are videos on our trip there. And yeah, it was beautiful up along Skyline and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Oh, and Sabina's pointing out no turkey.
No turkey.
Oh, but if you are looking for a restaurant recommendation, anyone that's Shorty's Barbecue or Stubby's Barbecue?
Shorty's here in Columbia, and Pappy's in St. Louis.
No,
Or
well, in Waterloo,
whatever.
Illinois. This barbecue turkey here in Waterloo, Illinois. This place, they open at noon every day, and they're open until they sell out. And oh my God, their barbecue turkey is so freaking good. Yeah,
Really good. We ate it
people
all.
line up out down the block, and it is worth it. I've been like 3 times since we've been here. Yeah. Nancy wants to know if we're heading to Canada. Winter's heading to Canada right now, so we don't want to go to Canada now.
No, we contemplated going up into Ontario or out into the.
Yeah, but the border just
America.
opened on our way heading north, and it would have really sped up our trip. We would have just basically been able to say, "Aha, Canada!"
And yeah, having to go get the COVID test and find a place where you can get the test done and be within the border within the 72 hours. It just. And plus, we traveling with a cat, not knowing what the requirements are, and we're traveling with a house plant. Apparently, that's a problem.
Yes, you can't take plants into Canada.
Or you can't take them to Canada. You can't bring them back.
Oh,
yeah.
So it's an American rule that's bad.
Yeah. So we're like,
So
there's plenty to explore.
Yeah, we definitely are excited to go spend some good quality time in Canada, and we like to go places when we get to actually spend good quality time. They're not just like in and out. So. At some point, we will, particularly on the boat. I mean, that's some of the parts of the Great Loop I'm most excited about is to be on the boat in Canada. Oh my God, that's heaven up there. Oh, and it looks like a Nomadic Fanatics cat, Jax, has thyroid issues.
Yes. When apparently he just had put out a video when we announced that Kiki was considered cured.
Yeah.
Apparently a lot of people. He actually commented on our post when on Facebook. So hopefully he knows to look into that. Hopefully a lot of people of his fans told him about it because when Kiki was diagnosed,
we turned to Nina.
So our friends Nina and Paul went through it several years ago. So having that information and knowing about it, and this is actually, it turns out that one of the reasons so many cats are having hyperthyroid issues, especially in the RVing community, is they are thinking, and by they I mean veterinarians, and scientists are thinking that it is caused by fire retardants, and which are commonly, of course, used very heavily in RVs. And so they're thinking that is what is causing the hyperthyroidism in the felines. So that's why, we have some other friends who are just going through it this spring as well, who are full-time RVers and boaters. So seems to be a good thing, but thankfully that you can treat them with drugs. Lowers the amount of the thyroid in the bloodstream, but doesn't fix the actual problem with the thyroid. But the radiation treatment is it's got like a 95-96% cure rate, so it's expensive.
But it sure beats, because the pills are cheaper over a short term, but over the lifetime of the cat, the pills become just as expensive as the radiation treatment, and you are having that daily dealing with the medicine and the distress that puts in the cat to be giving them pills and all that stuff. So it's so worth it, at least from our calculation, to do the radiation and basically get it done with, not have to torture her with shoving pills down her throat every day.
Yeah, that was good. We tried that for a couple weeks, and then thankfully we found a clinic in Tampa that did. Apparently it's important to find one that customizes the dose to your cat's thyroid condition, and not just gives a standard dose, because you can overdose them and then cause hypothyroidism.
Yes.
So she's tracking in. No,
she's doing great.
She's doing great. And her heart murmur, which was the presenting symptom, actually went away.
Yes, that was the other news. Because that's the only reason that the vet initially tested her and found her. It's like, I hear something weird with her heart, so let's check, because it could be tied to all this. Heard of heart murmur and sound of thyroid issue. We caught it really early, and the heart murmur's gone too. So we got all of it really early. So we got really lucky with that. And for people who are joining in late, there's a couple questions about, did we buy a house? Where's our house? No, we moved into a house for 2.5 weeks, and we're moving out tomorrow.
This is Chris's parents' house near St. Louis, and we crossed paths with them before they went south for the winter, and we've been spreading out in their house, and we'll be preparing it for winter and leaving out in the van tomorrow morning, and heading west to the bus in Arizona. It's our next destination.
And so the question is, we're in Waterloo, Illinois right now, and we'll be in Colorado in a week. So that's basically our plan. We have Elizabeth wants to know how we got started in our role across the country. Which role? Which role?
Originally 15 years ago, or this one 2 months ago? Two different.
Yeah, I started off solo in April 1st, 2006. Oh my God, that's a long time ago. and met this one and my first year on the road, and she's like, I'll sell my house and move into your tiny trailer. And then we've been doing it together ever since.
Yes, actually, our first date is coming up in
Our
about a week.
anniversary of our first
In
date,
1
yeah.
week will be our first date anniversary, where I actually flew out from Florida to meet him in California. And he took me out boondocking.
Stealth boondocking on Treasure Island with the view of San Francisco skyline, and the Golden Gate Bridge is our morning view. But we're doing this first date in a tiny little trailer with no bathroom. So we were very eager to get up and go to breakfast as soon as the diner on the island opened in the morning. It was like, hey, breakfast, you ready for breakfast? That's like the only time I've ever been a morning person. Yes. And what else are here?
Lulu wants to know what is the name of the German restaurant in Sanford. It's a Hollerbach's Willow Tree.
Yes, Hollerbach's Willow Tree Cafe. Oh my God, so good. It is, and it is, go on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday when the live music is in the evening, and it is just a magical experience. The energy and the food and the vibe, and people wait hours to get in, and it is so worth it. It is.
And Eckhart, who performs there, is a fellow RVer.
And
different.
And certified by Kiki is awesome. And and somebody say they miss St. Louis and Forest Park. Forest Park in St. Louis is one of the all-time great city parks. I will definitely endorse that. So many awesome, all the museums and the zoo and all the stuff in Forest Park is free for basic admission. So it's just great to go chill out in the park and like, hey, I feel like walking through the zoo, and just do it. Yeah. Or the art museum or the history museum. I love Forest Park.
It's awesome.
Absolutely one of my favorite places. Mm-hmm. And I used to live right across the street from Forest Park when I was going to college here. So.
Cool. I think we've caught up on questions.
Yes.
And we're near an hour. Almost an hour.
Yes.
48 minutes.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we got some more wrapping up of packing to do to get into the van, and morning laundry and spraying the house.
Yeah,
and
do all the
cleaning.
all the winterizing stuff.
Your mom doesn't have access to our to-do list. She can't add things on
she knows
pressure wash
she
the house.
she could text message me, but I can pretend to miss it. But no, we got your house. We're gonna take good care of it, guys. It's all we got. Half of the stuff put away from outside. And thank you. I'm sure they'll be watching this video soon enough. Thank you guys so much for letting us borrow your house. It has been a wonderful stop.
Fantastic. And all of you, thank you for joining in. Hopefully by now you know we have not moved permanently into a house, and we we'll have some more videos coming out about the van trip up to this point, and don't know if we'll produce travelogues for the next segment or not.
Yeah, we'll see. We might just do something to catch up when doing the little travelogue videos that we did of kind of every chapter of our trip from Florida to here is a lot of effort, and they're not the most interesting videos, and clearly they don't get a lot of. I mean, a couple thousand people watch them, but it's still not a lot. And it's a lot of effort. We'll see what we do on the next video. The lives are easy to do. So
we'll probably do live check-ins from here on out, and probably maybe film some topical things. Like I know we've had a lot of requests about some of the accessories we're using in the Travato.
Yes, we've got that, and we have a hot tub video coming out
for the boat, not for the van.
Yes, we've been sitting on this one for a while, waiting until it was hot tub weather before we put the hot tub video out. So there'll be some nice getting soaking in hot water footage soon.
So yeah, thanks for joining in. Thanks for continuing to be along for our journey wherever you started with us. It's been amazing. We've been now on YouTube for 12 years, I think, sharing online for 15. It's crazy, and it's been amazing to see how many more people are able to hit the road and enjoy parts of this lifestyle for their own and tell their own tales.
And I saw somebody asking about a restaurant in a red big brick building in East St. Louis. There's so many things in red brick buildings in this part of the country that
it's kind of standard construction here.
But yes, including kind of this house. So it's brown bricks, but yeah, bricks.
Yeah. All right, guys. Good night. Have a great one, and I guess it's officially fall. So wherever you are, enjoy. Fall.
And, we've been running the air conditioner here, so hopefully we'll actually need our new warm clothes soon.
I hope so.
Yes. Hey, thank you guys, and happy birthday, Kiki! Yay! She's off nap. Oh, yep. Give the nap shot. Kiki, this is her favorite thing. There we are. And then out to the farewell video.